celebrating the African child has never been out of place. In fact, it is a global event. We have different organizations, non-governmental organizations, and also philanthropic organizations observing this event. But today, our major interest will be on this organization called Friends of the Needy organization. They took out their time to celebrate the African child this way. Check it out.
The Day of the African Child is one celebration that cannot be ignored. It is set aside to celebrate the children who participated in the Soweto uprising of 1976. But importantly, it is a day where government and NGOs use in raising awareness of the continuing need to improve the educational structures provided for African children. It was on this note that Friends of the Needy organization, FONO, supported by Bush House Nigeria, joined the entire continent to celebrate the African children in this year's International Day of the African Child on the theme, Humanitarian Action in Africa, Children's Rights First. The event took place at Methodist Secondary School, Ibiakuishet, Oran local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Schools which participated in the program include Ida Secondary School, Nungoku, Adadia Secondary School, African Methodist Episcopal Zion Secondary School, Methodist Secondary School, and Anti-Jewel Montessori Academy. Present at the event were Director of Education, Barrister Asukwo Selon, representing the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Apara Michael Bush, CEO Bush House Nigeria, Deaconess Emme Atakbo, President of FONO, among others. Here are the highlights of the event, as brought to you by Memories TV. The event started with an essay competition among participating schools. There was a welcome song by the host school, Methodist Secondary School, Ibiakuishet. In an opening speech by Mrs. Edo Abasi Yakpayang, representing the principal of the host school, Deaconess Paulina David, she commended FONO for coming up with the topic, adding that the African child has the right to education. She also appealed to FONO to provide the school with toilet facilities.
The theme of this celebration, which is that humanitarian action in African child and the children's rights as the topic, is apt as it goes to underscore the fact that education has the learners, that is the students, as its first priority. That is, every child must be given the right to access education. Permit me at this juncture to passionately appeal to FONO to consider it needful to provide our students with toilet facilities besides the rich package it has in mind for us.
The children also thrilled the audience with folklore songs. a parade of African attires. The FONO president, Mrs. Emea Takwo, welcomed everyone to the specious occasion with a brief insight on the Day of the African Child.
I want to bring greetings from friends of the Navy organization FONO, and also warmly welcome you to this auspicious occasion of the celebration of the International Day of the African Child. History has it that on June 16, 1976, nearly 10,000 black students from Soweto, South Africa, marched the streets to protest the poor quality of their education. In the process, more than 100 innocent students were shot and killed, and thousands badly injured by security forces. And so since 1991, the Day of the African Child has been celebrated every June 16 to commemorate those killed and to recognize the courage of the students who marched for their right to quality education.
There was also a presentation of spoken words by Sarafina, the Black Queen.
How educating is our education? You see, it calls out to me the pangs of the wailings of truncated intellects from across the streets and plains of Soweto down to the valleys of Lesotho. I read upon the lips of Nigerians, just like on the lips of Liberians, this begging question: how educating is our education? We've been told education is the key. But will the child soldier, the child militia in Sudan, in Liberia, and other parts of Africa ever know the lock? When all our policymakers do, from the decks of the policymakers to the examiners' lanes, down to the interviewers' table, cutting corners is celebrated and culprits elevated. From the broke of Niger down to the streams of Guinea, even to the swamps of Madagascar, the plague is still the same, just like what we have in Burkina Faso and in Togo. I keep screaming, is our education really educating? But you see, all our elites, they all love education. You know, they fancy education because all their children are sent to expensive, comfortable education. So is our education really educating? For this is reasoning.
The children from Auntie Jewel Nursery and Primary School presented news broadcasts.
The International Day of the African Child, the background. On June 16, 1976, nearly 10,000 students from Soweto, South Africa, marched the streets to protest the poor quality of their education.
They marched as a way to demonstrate their disapproval of the Black Education Act, which segregated students based on their race.
There was also a dance competition amongst children from different participating schools. The chairman of the occasion, Akbara Michael Bush, in his speech, expressed satisfaction and joy towards the successful hosting of the event in Uran local government area of Akwa Ibom State. He also promised the children from the participating schools interview sessions on live radio and television.
I am here today first to honor God for making sure that this event is happening. And I would like to take out time and thank FONO. Everybody at FONO who deserve to honor them. Please put your hands together again. Let me say that the 4 participating schools, I understand 5 students are representing each school. From Monday to Friday, I'm giving all of that on live radio and television to this event. I'm excited to be part of this event. That's why no matter how tight my schedule was this morning, I decided that no matter what I had to get here. I came in to tell you directly that there is hope, that there are parents, there are elders, there are adults who actually really care about you. And whether the other adults who don't like your years, your lives, your future will be better in Jesus' name.
In a keynote address presented by Michael Bassi, representing Mrs. Mfonze, the principal of Nigerian Christian Institute, he gave an in-depth explanation on Nelson Mandela's quote, "What we owe our children."
We owe our children a life free from violence and fear. No child obviously deserves to live in fear or in want. And this, I believe, is the reason we are here gathered, to reinforce the belief that no child, whether rich or poor, able or physically challenged, Christian or Muslim, deserves to be so desperate for the basic things of life, things that have become rights in saner climes. We are here because we believe that every child deserves the right to live, the right to free and qualitative education, the right to quality and affordable health care, the right to round-the-clock security, the right to associate, the right to express himself and his aspirations without fear of punishment or castigation, and the right to equal opportunities open to their counterparts in other parts of the world. According to Human Rights Watch, in our continent, Africa, millions of children have no access to education. They work long hours under hazardous conditions and are forced to serve as soldiers in armed conflicts. They suffer targeted attacks from their schools and teachers, or languish in institutions or detention centers, where they endure inhumane conditions and assaults on their dignity. It is sad, but this is the case in Nigeria and even in Akwa Ibom State, where our children are exposed to physical and psychological abuse at home, in school, and on the streets as hawkers and crime suspects in the hands of law enforcement officers. Our children deserve to live in safety, knowing that the society will protect her from rapists, armed robbers, assassins, armed robbers, armed herdsmen, kidnappers, militants, cultists, elderly suitors, in the cases of female children, where we have, Mr. Chairman, we have cases where 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds are married out to 17-year-olds. Those girls deserve to be protected. If we don't safeguard our children's rights, then we cannot assure ourselves of a great future. Once we start redirecting humanitarian actions to the development of our children will no longer find vices attractive. But until we do so, more of our children may continue to see virtues as unrealistic goals, while considering vices as more rewarding. May our children live better lives. May they find better expressions and livelihoods.
The Director of Education, Barrister Asukwa Selon, advised students to be studious and shun vices such as cultism and other unlawful organizations.
To be studious, to concentrate on your studies, to take your lessons very, very seriously. Advising you not to participate in any unlawful organization or gathering, not to be a member of anything you do not know, you do not understand, because your membership of whatever you do not know, you do not understand, is simply an initiation into cultism, what they call cultism. Your destiny is in your hands. If you lay a good foundation for yourself, you will not regret it. The moment you lose concentration, you are nowhere, you are no more, you will regret it.
Other presentations include Otoibibio by Odudu Joseph,
Ufongwe edi eti mpo akamuwara akamantade okunufe oyonwa ihe Ufongwe owi batke wenyumba asyan denyi na mata ekwebe woro ebirege dara mana ke office bo buwewe ye ko tiete omma ami to bionke Ufongwe de timbo
Ameni Ngelo Governor, Ngedi Protestant in Bozin, Orio Makara Ngbekan Bidon, Written at Japan Ngedon Dongwa.
Cultural dance display by African Methodist Episcopal Zion Secondary School. And messages of felicitations from the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Helen Ante.
I must express my gratitude, that of the entire Ministry of Education, to Deaconess Emetapo. The initiative you've injected into this project is awesome. To God be the glory. To you, the great students, our children, and our future hope, I equally pray that God will guide you, God will protect you, God will show you the way to achieve and attain greatness.
At the end of this celebration, prizes, certificates, and trophy were given to participants of the essay competition. The third prize went to Blessing Godfrey.
Blessing Godfrey.
The second prize, Helen Jonathan Benson.
The second position goes to Helen Jonathan Benson of the AME Zion Secondary School. Please give her a round of applause.
And the first prize went to Abasiodion Paulinus Essien.
So I want to present to you the first position in the person of Abasiodion Paulinus. He is of the Methodist Secondary School. That means that Methodist Secondary School are the winner of this.
Memories TV got comments and reactions from some participants of the event. Let's hear what they had to say.
Are we happy? Yes! I want to tell FONO for showcasing Methodist Secondary School. May God bless them. May God bless them. And apart from showcasing us, I want to say thank you for the crew. Thank you for FONO. Thank you for all the students that came to celebrate with us. May God bless all of you and give us more years to celebrate in Jesus.
Yes, of course, you'll agree with me that such event is worth the emphasis. So to every African child out there, we from Memories TV celebrate with you.